In this series of videos, we will look at the use of volitional single fiber EMG program using the Viking EDX system or the Viking Quest system. Click on the EMG icon, click on the desired anatomy or the desired region, select the tested muscle, and start the volitional single fiber EMG program. As soon as we enter the program, you will notice that the signal has already started recording the data. The monitor trace is being drawn over here. I'm going to stop recording by pushing the switch button so that we can get familiar with the EMG screen display. At the top, we have the toolbar which shows us the filter settings. Note the low frequency setting is 500 Hz, which is the recommended value if you plan to use a single fiber electrode for jitter analysis. If you want to use a concentric needle, then you may want to change the filter setting to 1 kHz. So I'm going to click on the arrow, select 1 kHz as the setting. Next, we have the monitor trace window, which is going to show us the live EMG activity. We have the display gain 200 microvolts per division, the name of the muscle at the center, left biceps, and a time base 50 milliseconds per division. These settings can be changed using the soft controls indicated by the arrow or by using the controls on the control panel. Below that, we have the controls for the live play, and we also have the quality meter. The quality meter shows us the rise time of the potentials in milliseconds, 0.1, 0.3, 0.5, and so on. And when the rise time is less than 500 microseconds or less than 0.5 milliseconds, the bars will appear in green color, indicating that these are good quality signals for analysis. On the right hand side, we have two trace areas. One is called the all traces, the second one is called active pair, and their significance will become apparent when we start analyzing jitter. On the extreme right, we have a result table, which is actually one column. At the top, we will have the summary statistics, and below that, we will have measurements from the current action potential pair. Because of the small window size that is used for making the video, you cannot see all contents in this column. However, I will explain those results when we perform analysis. On the left hand side, we have the so-called result graph. This shows us the interpotential interval, and we also have a lot of editing tools to make changes to the interpotential intervals used in analysis. Again, this is described in the analysis videos of this series. By default, the system can accept up to 500 sweeps. That's quite a lot of data, and that may be overwhelming. So I usually like to change this by clicking on this left arrow to something like 200 or 250. I think that's more of a manageable data limit. I'm going to make it 150. So I have made two changes, one to the low frequency setting and one is to this graph. And in order to make these changes permanent, I'm going to click on File and then Save Test Setup. So from now on, this will be my setting. Now this is simply a change of the display. The system will still record from 500 sweeps. It's only by default we are going to see the data from the last 150 sweeps. And as described in other videos, we can always change this number at the time of analysis. At the bottom, we have the function keys that will allow us to navigate through data acquisition, analysis, and so forth. Finally, at the top, we can also see the pair number. This indicates our recording. We were recording from our first site, so that's 1, and the first analysis would be 1.1. We have volume control available as a soft control on the toolbar. You can also use the volume knob on the control panel. Now that we are familiar with the screen layout, let's start making some recordings.